A very good morning to all our Sports Today family members, and we are now gearing up for the India versus Afghanistan T20I series, a series that has got a bit of relevance when you look at the World T20 preparation, but it has also been dominated by the build-up of two players coming back into the scheme of things after a gap of almost 1 year and 4 months. Today, the first India versus Afghanistan T20I is going to begin in Mohali. And before I come to the dynamics as to what India's T20 preparation looks like, the weather today in Mohali is going to be very cold, but there is no chances of rain. There might be a bit of fog around, there might be a bit of mist around, and that is why it is going to be a very tricky challenge for both India and Afghanistan to adapt to the conditions here. It's very bitterly cold up north here, and this cold wave is going to pose a big challenge to all. Now, there are two issues here that the Indian cricket team will want to address. Rohit Sharma is coming back into the T20I setup after 1 year and 4 months. How will he cope up with all these kind of things that have been going around? Because remember, he's no longer the captain of an IPL franchisee. He has always been under the pump for not contributing much with the bat in the IPL when it comes to the Mumbai Indians. For the Indian cricket team, he's not had a good World T20 for the past 3 to 4 years. Is this the time when he corrects his record? That is the one thing that we will all be gearing up to see. Rohit Sharma will open with Yashasvi Jaiswal. That is what Rahul Dravid, the head coach, stated yesterday. Now, Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli is going to miss this particular game and he'll be available for the games on 14th and the 17th. Now, in this entire period of 1 year and 4 months, when both Rohit and Virat were not there, how did the Indian cricket team fare? They fared decently well. But if you look at it, when they were there and when they were not there, there is nothing much in the statistics that says that India performed better when they were there or India performed poorly when they were not there. So now, the preparation woes are two things for the Indian cricket team when it comes to today's build-up. After this, 14th and 17th, that is the last of the T20Is that you're going to play before the World T20. After that, you'll have to rely on the IPL to ensure that you are match fit for the World T20. Because remember, from June 1 to June 30th, you will really have to put in a lot of problems in this case. Because after the World T20, you're now going to see yet more changes. You're going to see yet more changes in the Indian cricket team. And after this, 3 T20Is are going to play 5 tests. Tests are a different thing altogether. Now, at this point in time, you are looking at one more instance. Is the IPL good for Indian cricket when it comes to preparation? We have seen in the past decade that it has not been an ideal preparation when it comes to the World T20. You look at 2010, India played a lot of IPL, but did it help them? No. They played a lot of IPL during the 2021 World T20 build-up. Did it help them? No. Every single time you've had an IPL and the World T20 has preceded that, India has always struggled. And remember, with the dates now somewhere around March 22 till about May end, you're not going to see that much of time to adapt as well. Because remember, India will probably finish by by May 25 the IPL. After they have to travel. How much time will they get to adapt? That is going to be the major thing. Dravid highlighted one more thing. It is not an ideal scenario where you're going to have only very limited T20Is. But you have to rely on the IPL. Not much of the group is going to play together. We just have to work around it. And because of that, this time the preparation will be slightly different as compared to previous editions. Now, this highlighted two problems. One, India have gone back to the same old formula wherein they are hoping now that they can get success. That is one. Number two, getting back all your senior players indicates two things. Number one, you've lost confidence in your leadership. Second, you've lost confidence in the youngsters also. Because if you're getting both of them back, look at how are you going to fit in some of the players who are not going to get a game. If Rohit, Virat play, there is a chance that Jaiswal and Rinku might not play. Rinku might play, but Gill will not play. Jaiswal, if he plays, then where does Virat play? Virat is good as an opener now. If he comes in as an opener, where will Jaiswal bat? Number 3, which is not his ideal position if you have to look at it. So there is too much of chaos. And as one former India cricketer pointed out, the selection of this Indian cricket team is directionless at this point in time. And Dravid's comments yesterday, when he stated that yes, he's brushed aside that there's no disciplinary issues with Ishan Kishan and Shreyas Iyer, but then giving too many breaks, that too with such leniency, especially at a time when you're going to build up for the World T20. Shreyas, I can understand he's gone back to Mumbai to prepare for the Ranji Trophy in order to prepare for the Test matches. But what about Ishan Kishan? Is it a break? Is it disciplinary issues? The BCCI's communication has never been that great. And Virat Kohli, when the squad was announced, did the BCCI not know that on January 11th he would take a break for a personal reason, or was it announced just at the last moment? Typical. If we look at it, it is going to be chaos as usual when it comes to the build-up for the World T20. And this is the problem. Rohit, if he performs well in this Afghanistan series, might ease out certain issues. Virat, if he performs, might ease out on certain issues. But yet again, going back on past reputation and undoing 1.5 years of building up a team just with one stroke. This is a huge problem for the Indian cricket team. And today we will see what is the outcome of it. If Rohit performs, great. If he doesn't, questions will be asked. Hardik Pandya's injury, because I told you, 2 spots opened up in the World Cup, 1 succeeded, 1 failed. His injury now has thrown the entire T20I team composition awry. That is the reason why Rohit and Virat are back. Rohit is back because of leadership. Second, if you look at it, Virat has to come back because the BCCI has got no hope in their selector, in their young talent. That is the situation. So that's why it's going to be a big problem when it comes to the World T20 preparation. Just 3 T20Is. After that, you are going to play the IPL. But is the IPL an ideal preparation for the World T20? Far from it. Already we are seeing that India is going to play most of the league games in the US. Then they will shift to the Caribbean, where again the conditions will be totally different as compared to the US. So we are only hoping and praying that whatever we have done in this build up to the Afghanistan series, it works in the World T20. But as we have seen, it is not an ideal situation for the Indian cricket team. Now, when you look at the rest of the cricketing world, Pakistan are gearing up for a series against New Zealand. That is 5 T20Is. How will they prepare after this? It remains to be seen. Now, Australia, on the other hand, they have been having a lot of changes when it comes to the West Indies series. Steve Smith is going to open, Cameron Green is going to be your number 4, and then you've had a lot of changes with Travis Head now, your vice captain in the ODI format now. Travis Head, his inclusion, and then the rest of the team, if you look at it, they are now preparing for a transitionary period in the batting after David Warner's retirement. Warner might be available for the T20Is against the West Indies, but earlier reports were stating that he's not going to be part of the T20Is against the West Indies because he's going to play the ILT20. Australia's preparation also is going to be very interesting because they're going to play 3 T20Is against the West Indies, but they're also going to play 3 T20Is against New Zealand. Remember, the 2 series that is coming up now, West Indies and New Zealand, they are full-fledged series. And that is why it's going to be very important for Australia. Australia are playing 6 T20Is. India, after this 3 T20Is, play none. And then Australia also got the advantage of the IPL, which they somehow tend to exploit better than India. England also, on the other hand, their preparations are also taking a big hit because they'll play 5 tests, but they may not play many T20Is after that. Let's see how each team prepares for the World T20 this time around. Remember, not much of a turnaround. Just 6 months after the ICC World Cup ended, you are now coming into a World T20. So not much of a turnaround time there as well. And that's why the challenges will mount for all the teams involved here. Now, as far as the world of other sports is concerned, there is a very good chance in the Asian qualifiers when it comes to shooting. Nancy, for example, after winning the World Cup silver in Baku, she's now stepped up with a gold medal, and it's a big feat indeed. Enervil Valnarvan, who was an Olympian, she secured the silver medal. She was unlucky to miss out on the gold in the 10-meter air rifle by just a fraction of a point. So Nancy and Elenaville Valnarvan, these two have managed to do well in the Asian Championship qualifying in the shooting event. So that is why it's going to be a big feat indeed. But as far as the build-up to the badminton scenario is concerned, Lakshya Sen and unfortunately Kidambi Shrikant, they crashed out. And unfortunately now The onus for glory yet again falls back to Satvik Sairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty. So that is why it is a big, big thing indeed. And as also we have got it, Rhythm has also got an Olympic quota. Remember, Olympic quota this time has broken all the records. I mean, 15 plus and counting. It's a big, big feat indeed for Indian shooting that this time so many people have gotten the Olympic quota. Whereas in the wrestling quota, only one individual has managed to get an Olympic quota, and that is Antim Pangal. So, shooting and wrestling, the two major events where you are expected of a medal in Paris, it's gotten mixed fortunes. So, now shooting, remember, 15 plus, the chances of a medal do increase at this point in time. So, that is the current scenario when we are looking at the world of sports on 11th of January 2024. India versus Afghanistan, that is going to be the major thing. Your first of the three games in preparation for the World T20. But apart from that, there is nothing much in the world of sports. You got the World Badminton qualifiers at this point, the Asian Championships. You've also got you got the shooting qualifications also. So that's why I'll take some comments now at this point in time. Citizen is saying T20 squad is such a chaos. Looks like Rohit and VK is probably a makeshift adjustment. Not fair to those two and neither fair towards the young players who are playing for last 1 year. I mean, look at it. When Dravid accepted a extension for 6 months, which coach accepts an extension for 6 months? It's barely for a year or for 2 years. Dravid accepted a 6-month extension, which means Indian cricket now is in the state of ad hocism. Whatever is fitting at this point, let us just fit in at that time. After June 2024, let us decide how it is. But yes, I do agree. It is directionless. It is a mess at this point in time. Citizen, I totally agree. Do you think our playing 11 in T20 World Cup is the same as ODI World Cup? It looks so after selection of Roko. Ashish Ranjan, hold your horses. Because after the IPL is over, we don't know what is going to be the situation. Honestly, do not read too much into this T20I setup. After the IPL, maybe after May 4th, it could change. It could be a totally new team altogether. We don't know with this side. We don't know what the selectors are thinking. We don't know what the coaching staff is thinking. We don't know what the management is thinking. It can be different. So, let us not read too much into it. And as I mentioned before, ODI and T20I bilaterals heading into a major ICC event. The main lesson from 2023 is don't read too much into it. It holds true, especially in the T20I format. Look at 2021. Australia had lost 8 out of the 10 matches heading into the World T20 in 2021. They were in the group of death. What did they do? They went on to win the tournament. Big game players on the big game stage. That is why you cannot read too much into the bilateral scheme of things when it comes to the build-up of the ICC World T20. Then what is the future of Ishan when Rishabh Pant comes back? Because now only he's not considered. Ashish Ranjan saying, look, Ishan is, if you have to read the reports that are there in today's papers, Ishan is in the fray for the 5-match T20, for the 5-match test series against England. That might happen. But Rishabh Pant, will he come back as the old Rishabh Pant or will he take some time? I don't think so. It's going to take a lot of time for Rishabh Pant to be back to where he was prior to the accident. Do not go by the optics that, oh, he's practicing hard, he's doing well. If you look at the photos, it does not present a very good sign indeed. Rishabh Pant, we hope he comes back. Again, he's on a hope. If he comes back well and truly good, otherwise, even Rishabh Pant's future is very uncertain. Let me be very honest about that. So, again, after IPL, they have a citizen saying they will have very little time to adjust to USA and WA time zones and conditions. Agree. After the IPL ends, you're going to have just about 6 to 7 days to adjust to the American and West Indies conditions, which is not enough. And honestly, you're again on a hope at this point in time. Then do you think Siraj has a good chance in T20? He goes for a lot of runs in T20Is, but he is actually your best bowler at this point in time. What are you going to do about it? So that is why Siraj will have to play. Shami, if he's fit, he'll come back for the first, or maybe after the second or the third test against England. Let's see if his ankle finally manages to heal at this point. Thanks, Naman, and I will be back today. And let's see. And Ekansh Jindal is saying, Smith as test opener, your views? Very interesting, but I think he's going out of his comfort zone. I think Smith ideally should have been your number 3 or number 4. He can't be an opener, but let's see. He might prove others wrong. So that's about it, folks. We'll join you for the India versus Afghanistan T20I build-up. I'll be doing a special video on how Newlands, which should have gotten a very unfit rating, could not get it because of a certain rule change. And how, if you look at data in this World Test Championship, how SENA countries have benefited a lot more than the Asian countries when it comes to pitch rating. I'll be doing a special video on that, so do stay tuned for it. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live, and don't forget we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Bye-bye, and see you.